party life's always a party. Let's go. Pound the chest, Paul.
Yo, what's going on, baby? How we doing?
Wolf of Wall Street.
Oh.
All right, there it is.
Let's go,
As you
baby.
can see, Paul's got his shotgun tool ready. I got my chug bud ready. How about you shout out who gave us that shotgun tool real quick?
Drunk Engineers, we appreciate y'all. We celebrated 50,000 followers with Shotgun Tool. We're celebrating 150,000 followers on TikTok with the Shotgun Tool.
They've been there for us through the thick and thin.
They've been there. They have. So we appreciate y'all.
This special tool is going to make it to a million followers on TikTok.
Okay, I like that. I like that.
And then it's like almost like that frack it used to talk about. Actually, you used to take the frack to all the frat parties, have the memories there. This is
what we're taking, baby. This is what we're taking.
Taking it on the ride. So we appreciate all you fans for following us, enjoying the show. I mean, the outpour of love and support we get for the show is really dope, and we want to continue to ride this hot wave. What do you say, Paul?
Let's do it, baby. 150K. Cheers.
Cheers. Like a nice little Pepsi after the beach.
I'm a little wet.
Paul's really anal about getting the technology wet.
That's true.
Oh, wait.
That's true. Nice.
That was good. Really. All right, Paul. Let's get in the show. Wait, I got one more. Okay, that was good. How'd that one go down?
I'm a little wet now, but it's fine. It's life.
You should have got a poncho. Yo, the drunk engineer should sell ponchos. Like drunk engineer ponchos to wear while you do it.
Okay.
For people like you who can't figure it out.
I like that idea. I mean, it's fine. But there we go.
All right, drop the can. Let's get. Paul is gonna hold the can like this the whole show. All right, so as you can see, all you guys who are watching on YouTube, we had a little bit of a wardrobe change for Paulie because he was soaked from the shotgun chuck.
I got a little wet, and just got to make sure that, for the rest of the show, I don't look weird. I don't look wet. We make TikToks out of these podcast videos, so I don't want everyone addressing saying, why is he wet? Why is he wet? Why is he wet? So now I'm dry.
I wish you guys saw Paul after he got soaked. He literally slammed his space bar. He was like, I gotta get changed because everyone's gonna make fun of me on TikTok for being wet the whole time.
Well, there you go. Now I'm not wet, and
it's almost
Paul's
like
back.
it's almost like the same shirt, kinda, just a different color.
Yeah. Now I got orange, baby.
All right, so we're gonna talk about one of your favorite influencer on the internet. He's probably one of the hottest influencer on the internet, maybe ever.
Yeah, he's insane, and we're going to be talking about Mr. Beast. So if you don't know who Mr. Beast is, I don't know how you don't know about him because...
Well, I didn't know about him previously. Remember we did a TikTok where you're like, you know who Mr. Beast is? And I was like, no, and then you explained it to me. So hopefully I learned a lot more about him today as well.
I've been introducing Mr. Beast to a lot of friends who don't know him. I think... Going forward, he's still very young. He's been on the internet for only like 5 years. He's a YouTube guy.
How old is he?
He's like 22, 23 years old.
No
maybe.
way, dude.
Yeah.
He looks way older than that.
He's got a beard. So he's got like a beard. But he's only, he's a YouTube guy. He's got like 59 million subscribers over on YouTube, which is insane. But here's what's insane too. In November or like October, he had 40 million. So from October to April, he's gained like 19 million subscribers, which is mind-blowing.
And the thing that's very interesting about Mr. Beast that you explained to me is that he's just different about how he spends his money. He doesn't spend his money on the luxury cars, the mansions, the gold chains. He spends his money that he makes, Paul, which you explained to me, on future videos. So every dollar he makes, he utilizes that money to go do another extreme video that no one's ever seen before, right?
Yeah, so that's where he's like interesting, and that's where he's smart about where his money's used, right? So a lot of his content is about giving away money, which people like to see. He does a lot of philanthropic things like food pantries and like buys all the dogs at dog shelters. He gives away cars. Like, it's insane. And the way he does that is by his videos doing so well on YouTube where like they'll have 30, 40, 50 million views. So with the YouTube pays about $3 to $4 per 1,000 views. So do that by the millions, plus the sponsors on his video. And like he always talks about his merch sales. So he sells like Shop Mr. Beast, or he does like a burger, right? He's doing like a burger restaurant.
Well, you said that like whenever they do videos, they always wear their merch.
Always.
And then you just bought a cup from him, which I thought was really interesting. You bought a cup Can you explain this cup that you bought from him? Because I don't even know how to explain it.
So Mr. Beast Burger is like a burger chain that he runs, but it has no physical stores. Like he runs out of other stores. So maybe like a Smash Burger or like your local burger place, whatever. He'll go to them and be like, hey, can you sell a few of our items? But the only ways people can get them is through delivery apps. So, Postmates, DoorDash, Uber Eats, etc. Well, he was running a promotion where they got new boxes and you got like a plastic cup of one of his team guys. His name's Chandler, like one of his boys. And I was like, oh, that's cool. Like I haven't had Mr. Beast in a few months. Let me get the cup. There you go.
It's so interesting to study him and his because not only is he entertaining, he's just kind of a weird dude. But he's so smart in every single step that he takes. So that's why, me and Paul with Life's a Party, we study these guys and how they go about their business or brand just so that we can grow in that aspect as well. But he's one of the best in the game. So we just want to touch about that because his stuff is very interesting. I'm definitely going to go home and check out more of his videos. And you should probably too.
Yeah, if you don't know him, definitely check him out. He's someone to look up to for the internet. And he's going to be continuing to do great things. So, Mr. Beast, thanks for being an influence, man.
Maybe he'll come on the show.
Maybe we'll get him one day. Maybe if we get big.
Could you imagine?
It's like we talk about people who we want on the show all the time, celebrities. You had an idea about maybe reaching out, try to get some followers, and for them to pick a celebrity to come on our show.
Yeah, so what I wanted to do was to make a TikTok. This might be the TikTok right here. All right, this is it right here. We're shooting it right now. TikTok. So what we haven't had a guest yet on Life's a Party podcast. I mean, that's kind of criminal. How did these guys not get a guest on the show yet? So what we want to do is what we want you to do is add all the celebrities. It doesn't even have to be a celebrity. Someone who's interested, an influencer below, tag them. Let's see if we can connect. Let's see if we can cross market.
Yeah.
Isn't that what it's called? We're not throwing gang signs. Trust me. We're not throwing gang signs. We just want to cross
Promote.
There it is. That's what we want to do.
We want to gain contacts. We want to, we like the internet life, and that's what we've been trying to do and grow on TikTok. So if we can connect with other people from the internet, especially TikTok or anywhere on YouTube, any type of social media, it'd be dope for us. Let us know who you want to see.
Like Two Turn Tony. Let's fly out to L.A., do a show in L.A. one time. We'll get Two Turn and his entourage up, and we'll chug some beers. We'll talk Life's a Party, party fouls, all your favorites. But without further ado, let's get into the show.
Sounds good. What's the first segment here,
So
Ryan?
speaking of some party fouls, we're going to get into drinking again. That's how we like to start our show. We started our show with a shotgun. We're starting our show with drinking. But it's a little bit of sports because right now it's baseball season. You love the Phillies, Paul, and we love baseball season. So one of the best things to do during baseball season is to tailgate the games. Now, I don't know if they're allowing you to do that now. I would assume maybe in certain states like Florida or things, or I don't know what states or what regulator or whatnot.
Texas, you definitely can.
Yeah,
Texas, they're allowing 40,000 fans in the Ranger Stadium. So I'm pretty sure that you can tailgate in Texas.
So all our Texas fans will enjoy this one for now until we're set free.
Exactly.
So Paul and I are going to go down a list of do's and don'ts at a tailgate. Paul, you like to tailgate?
I do. I said, beers sometimes cost so much in the stadium that it's good to pregame, it's good to tailgate. You get hammered with, not as expensive. And then obviously you're going to buy beers in the stadium. That's just life.
Yeah.
But, it helps you, enjoy the game a little bit more.
Not only is it sports, though, it's like concerts as well.
Oh, no. I would argue tailgating to concerts is better than tailgating to sports arenas.
Well, why do you think that? This is a mid-show hot take. Paul, give me the hot take.
I think because with the music, you're just listening and vibing to music, where the game you're watching and you're enjoying, but you can get more hammered and just listen to music, where the game you're paying a little bit more attention to get your money's worth.
That's a good point. But then say you're there to watch a Michael Jackson concert. Or a Justin Bieber. They're more so about the show, like Ariana Grande. They're more so about the show than the actual music.
Yeah, I agree.
But I see where your head's more so like country, because country guys, they'll get up there and not do a lot of choreographed dances. They'll get up there, sing their song. So if you can get really smacked up at a country concert, be slumped and still have a good time.
That's the way to go. Yeah.
You don't have to know the score and the ins and the outs. And
you don't got to know anything. Just show up hammered and turn your ears on. That's it.
All right, so we're going to start with the do's. Paul, what is the first thing to do before going to a tailgate?
So when you go to tailgate, make sure to plan out the day. Make sure that you're good to go. You know what's going on. You know, who's driving? Like, how you getting there? Who's bringing what? Any games you playing? Like, make sure you're good to go so you have a good day.
If you go into a tailgate without a game plan, you're gonna be like fucked. Like that's basically what you're gonna be. Because the biggest problem we noticed with our friends when we used to or go tailgating is that we could never find a DD. Like we don't have a person in our friend group that'll go, you know what, guys, not gonna drink today. I know a lot of people have that guy. They'll be like, I'll take one for the team. I'll drive the truck, pack it up, throw the table, the cups, the beers. I'll drive. I'll stay sober the whole time. Like that doesn't happen with our friends.
Everyone's trying to get drunk, which, I understand. I'm trying to get drunk too. But you need a DD or you take the train depending on what city, like if you live in a city. And we're close to Philly and we can take the train if necessary.
Yeah, but the problem with taking the train is that you need a car to tailgate. Like that's a pivotal point to tailgate.
Yeah, you're right. And
you can't take the beer, like you can't take like a 30 pack of beer
on
or
the
30
train.
brick of beer on the train.
No.
So that's the problem. And then you also have the problem where if the friend who's drives there, gets hammered, then no one's to drive home. Now you got to take the speed line home, but you can't leave your car in the parking lot.
You can't. Don't do that. That's a big party foul. Leave your car in the arena parking
That is a
lot.
party foul. But you got to bring the necessities, bring the cups, the pong balls. You need a good speaker. You talk about listening to music in the tailgate. You need chairs because I can't count how many times I'm standing up.
Maybe like a cornhole set or something to do. But yeah, that's perfect. There you go.
Plan a day.
Yeah. What's the next one?
The next one is get friendly with the neighbors. You're big on this one, Paul.
Yeah, I mean, when you're drinking, we've talked about it on the other shows, when you're drinking, it's a good time to make friends because you're inebriated, they're inebriated.
You always use inebriated. I literally hate that word, inebriated.
Just try to have a good time.
Spell inebriated.
I can't.
I feel like you shouldn't be allowed to say words you can't spell. Actually, I'd have like 5 words in my vocabulary if that was the case.
So, get to know people, be friendly with your neighbors. It makes life and makes the day better.
Exactly. So if you get friendly with your neighbors, then you're not worried about like blasting music too loud. They're vibing with you, because you always get that weird sense of like the neighbors don't like us, or like say a pong ball rolls over there and then it's like kind of awkward on if they're gonna pick it up and throw it back. And it's just like get them involved. Just like be the life of the party in the tailgate. Get everybody who's surrounding you involved. Invite them over. Play some flip cup. Just get everyone around you involved in drinking and having a good time. Don't you agree, Paul?
I agree.
Do you have any tailgating neighbor stories? I feel like you have to. Probably a country concert.
Country concert.
Like, have you ever like shotgunned with people you park next to on a tailgate?
I think I've definitely played like cornhole and stuff. I think we play like games. If somebody sees somebody, they're like, "Yo, like come on over." I know people talk about like arena stuff, especially football. They'll cook like hot dogs or hamburgers. Yeah. If it's a long day, if you got like a 1 o'clock game or you got like a 4 o'clock game and they're at, noon tailgating, cooking a burger, like, it's nice to like share food and stuff, but nothing crazy. No.
Who you think the most nuts fans are tailgating wise? So the Bills Mafia, that's what who's known for. They're nuts. They're jumping off trucks, buildings, like body slamming tables. They're actually nuts. And it's usually freezing in Buffalo, and it's like, I don't know if I can hang with them. I think I could hold my own in a party, but I don't think I could hang with the Bills Mafia.
Yeah, the Bills are crazy. I'm trying to think of like any other. I feel
Eagles
like
fans and Phillies fans in general have respect in the party game. I feel like for football, I feel like Packers tailgates. Oh yeah,
because it's just that's more tradition wise, right? So like, I feel like when you go to a Packers game, you're there super early. You're there with your entire family. Like it's a traditional thing of the tailgate.
Exactly. I was gonna say the same thing. It's like the Packers games are like traditional. Like that's like a college like football game. Like Penn State is like family heritage. You all go to tailgate as a family and get fucked up.
Yeah, the college games are definitely more. I think more, like family, like oriented in tradition, but everyone's still good. So actually, really cool story real quick. When I went to my freshman year at Virginia Tech, the football games, obviously college football.
Well, Virginia Tech college football scene is nuts.
Yeah.
So you got lucky in that aspect.
There's no professional sports team in Virginia. So the biggest stadium in Virginia is the Hokies Lane Stadium. So it was just like 65,000 fans. But there's a cool part for the college kids where it's basically all the fraternity houses, like Frat House Row. It's basically 2 full streets. So the backyards all face each other, and it's just huge like spot of grass. And that's where everyone goes, and there's balconies that people are like tossing beers off. Randomly in the grass, there might be like 4 different kegs. You're like, whose keg is this? Like, what's going on? And everyone's open to sharing a keg. There might be a live band playing from someone else's backyard. So super cool stuff, and college is the place to go.
Dude, Saturday game days are nuts, but what if we did like a show on Saturday, football game day Saturday? We would like we'll take a van, or just us getting, I don't know.
Take a van.
Go to Virginia Tech, have a show there for the college game day.
That's not
get messed up with the college kids. I mean, we don't want to get too old to drink with the college kids, but I mean,
that sounds like a good day.
That sounds like a good plan to me.
I like where we're going with this.
All right, so what's the next do at a tailgate, Paul?
Perfect one for me. You got to make sure the memories are there, because you might not remember it. Yeah. Make sure to take some photos, videos. Just make sure that you remember the day, because if you get blacked out, then you're not gonna remember it.
That's the thing with like our friends; they never take pictures.
No,
never. So, but there's also that side of the argument where it's like live in the moment.
Agreed.
So so it's like what do you think the fine line is in regards to live in the moment or take videos for memories?
There's some good stuff where if we go out with a group of friends, everyone's still looking respectable when they go out and they're not too hammered. Where it's like, okay, like, let's take a photo before we go out. So you take a photo or video saying, yo, what's up? Like, have fun, like Snapchat video at the pregame, and do that. And then if you're at the house and you meet some other people, and maybe like, nothing's going on like too crazy, just say, hey, let's go take a photo real quick. Boom, there you go. And then if you want to pull your phone out for videos as things happen, like, there's a big montage song coming on and everyone's dancing and punching the roof and like just going hard. Or maybe, you're at a football game and they're on the 5-yard line. It's like, okay, you might pull out your phone to get the video if you want the score. But then put it away. I think there's a fine line, but I think you'll know how much you're on your phone.
I feel like I always plan to take pictures and videos. Like, I'm always like, yo, we got the gear on. We're vibing. We're having a good time playing pong. We're chugging beers. We'll take videos, pictures. Then what happens? You do shotgun 4 or 5 beers. Take a couple of shots. Next thing you know, you wake up on the side of the road and you have 0 pictures in your camera roll.
Exactly.
So once the party gets going, it's hard to stop. Take a second, pull your phone out, capture the moment so you have a memory. So, but you try to live and learn.
As long as you try, then what else can you do?
All right, the next do to do at a tailgate is bet on the game. This is like a little Ryan thing. I like to bet on the games I go to just because they make them more enjoyable. I remember we went to a Phillies game, and it was like a normal regular season Phillies-Braves games, and we were just chilling at tailgate. We were playing pong, shotgun and stuff, but it was like, guys, we should all take the same bet. It was like, we should all bet the same thing. So it was like, oh, let's bet like a Bryce Harper home run. So then imagine that night if you guys are... Every time Bryce Harper comes up, you're extra intrigued because all the boys have the same bet for Bryce Harper to hit a home run. Now, you can only imagine what that moment feels like if you all win money on a Bryce Harper bet that you put in the tailgate party in the parking lot. Yeah. So it brings extra excitement to the event.
It's definitely like an extra win. Like, it's an extra exciting point in the game that you can make and control. The only bad thing about that, though, is that if you're losing terribly, does that like make the experience not as good when you're at the game?
Well, here's my theory. It's like, no matter what, I'm going to drink.
Yes.
So I put the bet in. Bryce Harper doesn't hit a home run. I drink because I'm pissed off.
Okay.
I drink because I'm sad I didn't win that bet. Bryce Harper comes up, hits a home run. I drink and celebrate that home run because I made more money. So it's a win-win. You drink, or you either make money or lose money. But you're going to drink at the end of the day. Our last do at the tailgate is to figure out the after party. This one's very slept on, Paul.
Yeah, I think sometimes people think, your pregame, and then it's like the main event is the game, right? Which makes sense. You paid for it. You're spending a lot of money if you're getting, beers and burgers, and you're taking shots at the game. You're getting peanuts, whatever the hell you want to do.
Get your peanuts here.
But the thing is, like, yeah, exactly.
I love that commercial.
Those guys. But if you're
you got the peanuts, you got the burgers,
got everything. But if you're at the main event, thank you, buddy.
Welcome.
If you're at the main event, and especially if it's a baseball game, like a 1:00 game that you're just chilling out in the middle of summer.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to end early. So you got to make sure when you get back to your place or wherever you're going that you guys have a plan for the rest of the night. Maybe you go home, you take a nap, or depending on who you're with, naps don't exist, and you got to push through the end of the night and have a good time.
I like that. Have an after party.
Find that place to go get rowdy.
I can't wait till we have after parties for our shows.
That'll be dope. I'll enjoy that.
All right, so let's get to the don'ts for tailgating, Paul. What's the first don't do at a tailgate party?
So I actually have a good story with this don't.
Uh-oh.
But don't wear a jersey that has nothing to do with the teams that are playing the game you're at. So, like, if you're watching a Phillies-Yankees game, I don't want you rolling up with a Braves jersey.
Yeah, that drives me nuts.
Or a Pirates jersey. Like, it doesn't make sense. You're in the wrong stadium. Get the hell out.
Like, you're asking for it at that point.
Yeah.
Like, if you're at a Phillies game and the Phillies are playing the Marlins and you come in with a Braves or... Here's a better example. So you're at a Yankees stadium. You're at a Yankees-Rays game. Tampa Bay Rays versus the Yankees. You come in with a Red Sox jersey.
Oh, that's
I've
bad.
seen that happen. It's like you're asking to get your ass beat. Yeah. Or what's that Jay Wells quote? You can stay and get your ass beat, or you can stay and get your ass beat. Like, that's what you're asking for.
Yeah.
If you wear a Red Sox jersey in the Yankee Stadium and they're not even playing the game.
Yeah. So what's even worse? To this? Say you're going to like a hockey game. Don't wear like a baseball jersey to a hockey game.
That's bad.
Okay, so I work for the New Jersey Devils, and something that they do, which I think is really funny, is they do a camera. You know how you have like Kiss Cam or like Floss Cam or like whatever, right? They have a cam where they do wrong arena alert. So say it's like the Devils playing the Flyers, and there's an Islanders jersey. They'll be like, wrong arena, and they'll find the guy in the arena, and it's super funny. But the other day, this was insane. It was it was like the Devils playing the Bruins or whatever. And they were playing the Bruins, and there was a guy with a hockey jersey on, but it was the New York Mets. So, like, take that all in. It was a hockey jersey, but it was a baseball team. It made absolutely no sense.
I might defend this guy. He's in New York. He could be a Devils fan, but he's just a bigger Mets. I actually like that.
It made no sense.
Why?
Dude.
It's a hockey jersey. It's in New York. Most New Yorkers are Jersey Devil fans.
Yeah, I mean,
I like it. I respect it.
Whatever you got to do, just try not to be that guy, okay?
Those people freaking suck. No, but really, like, if you go to a baseball game and then you go to like a Phillies and Mets game at Citizens Bank Park, and they come in with a Denver Broncos jersey.
Yeah, get out.
What are you doing?
Only exception is that if you're at like a Phillies game and you want to wear another jersey from the city you're already in. So it's like, hey, it's a hot day out and I want to wear a Sixers jersey. Everyone in the stadium is cool with that. They say, you know what? We get it. As long as you're supporting the city, like, then you're good.
I agree. That's good. All right, next don't get so hammered that you do not remember any parts of the event. Paul, you already touched on this.
Yeah.
You said that you can get hammered at country music concerts or just concerts in general because you don't really have to concentrate. But if you get hammered during a football game, you could miss that late fourth quarter comeback.
Yeah, you can miss parts of the game, or you can just annoy people around you. You get kicked out by security. As I said, working at the Devils, especially with COVID and the new restrictions, people are getting hammered, and then everyone's getting kicked out. It's insane.
Wait, can you tell the story about how you were working the Devils game the other day, and then the opposing team's fan was at the home stadium and he was yelling at you?
Yeah. So
as Ryan's getting pissed off.
As Ryan said, so the New Jersey Devils I work for, they play in Newark. And then, obviously, you got New York right across the river, so right where the Rangers play. So that's a very big rivalry in hockey with the New York Rangers and the New Jersey Devils, and it's called the Hudson River rivalry. And, it's only 6 miles apart. Like, those teams are very, very close. And obviously, we're like, very gritty. You're up in New York, North Jersey, like that kind of thing. But the thing is, because, what's the stadium? Madison Square Garden is very expensive to play at, or very expensive to watch a game at. A lot of the Rangers fans will go take a train into Newark and watch the game at Prudential Center where the Devils play for a lot cheaper. So whenever the Rangers play the Devils, the stadium is like 80% Rangers.
That sucks.
And it just kind of blows, like, because I have a job to do. I work there. My job is to make
Pump
sure
the crowd up, baby. Paulie, pump up. Let's get loud.
making sure that the crowd's having a good time. The Devils fans are, we're chanting, we're cheering on our team. That's what we're trying to do. Or these Rangers guys, these New York fans are just awful, like literally awful, yelling at me, screaming at me, like making fun of me. It's like, I don't play for the team, bro. Why are you mad at me? Like, some guy was coming at me, like attacking me, calling me like names.
You're just like there to get paid, and they're just hammering it into you.
Yeah,
the New Yorkers give no fucks.
Yeah, it was the New York mentality that I was like, dude, this blows, man. This is awful.
I actually have a story about this where you don't get hammered so you don't miss the game. I went to Coastal Carolina my freshman year, and we were pre-gaming in the dorm before we even went to the tailgate. My buddy finished like a little bottle of that Fireball, finished it. Like, we all went to go get food to come back before we went to the tailgate. He's passed out on the ground. This guy didn't even make it to the tailgate. I'm sure you guys have those friends who don't make it to the tailgate, let alone the game. And it turned out the game was like one of the historic games in Coastal Carolina history.
Yikes,
and this
man.
guy was passed out drunk before we even got to the tailgate, let alone that fourth quarter comeback win. So don't get hammered. Drink water throughout the tailgate. It's not a time and place to get tough. Like, oh, I don't need water. Like, no, everyone needs water. And the more water you drink, the more alcohol you drink to extend to the game time and get through the day.
I agree.
All right, what's the next one?
The next one we got here is don't get a public urination ticket. We get it, guys. Speaking, I have to pee all the time.
Paul has pee problems.
I got to pee all the time.
We went golfing the other day. He peed literally every hole. Every single hole, he had to stop and pee. He was peeing in the middle of the fairway sometimes.
Sometimes that's the good thing about being a man. And honestly, I'm going to take it to an advantage. Like, if I got to pee, especially when you're drinking, guys, don't make sure you're not just whipping that thing out whenever. Okay. But if you can find a spot and you got to pee, like whatever. But make sure, police aren't around. Make sure you're not in the middle of the tailgate. You're not peeing on somebody. And there you go. So don't get that public urination ticket.
What was I going to say?
Be smart where you pee.
I forgot what I was going to say. But also, this kind of goes in with go and pee. So they have the porta potties there. Like, don't tip the porta potties over.
Yeah,
I can't tell you how many times I've seen these, like, asshole kids go over to the porta potty and be like, yo, Johnny's in there. Yo, let's tip it over. And they literally tip over a porta potty with the kid in there. That's got to be one of my biggest fears, is to get tipped while in the porta potty. Is that not one of your biggest fears, Paul?
I've seen, on Jackass? Have you ever seen this clip on Jackass?
I've seen it live in the Wells Fargo parking lot. I've seen kids tip a porta potty with the kid in it.
Yeah, that's a rough time. That's pretty gross. Wouldn't want to be me.
Oh, this is what I wanted to say earlier before we get to our next one.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys.
No, what? What were you going to say?
Breaking the seal is not a real thing.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
That's fake news.
I heard it's not real. Like, when you break the seal, it's all mental and it's not an actual thing.
There's no way.
I don't know where I heard it from, but I heard that breaking the seal, like, once you pee, when you're holding it in, like, the whole saying is if you pee, you're going to have to keep going. So don't break that seal of peeing first, because then you'll have to go all the time. It's fake news. It's not real.
I don't believe it. I don't believe that drinking myth.
Well, then be a mythbuster. All right, so our last do not do this at a tailgate, is do not forget where you parked. This is probably one of the biggest ones. So how many times have you walked out of a stadium, Paul, and all you see is people, they can't figure out where they parked? Yeah. That's a big problem.
First of all, if you're too drunk, you shouldn't be driving anyway. So give it to your buddy who can help you find your car.
But here's the thing. It's just as hard sober.
I agree.
It's just as hard to find your car sober than it is drunk. But probably harder drunk than sober.
I agree with that statement. So yeah, make sure you know what lot. Who was the sketchy guy that you paid $20 to in Philly? If you paid for a cheap lot, if you paid the expensive lot, make sure you look up. You see A, B, C, D. There you go.
That's the key. A, B, C, D. That's the key right
As long as you remember that. As long as you remember.
A, B, C. It's easy as 1, 2, 3, baby.
Our next segment, I told Ryan I wanted to talk some Jurassic Park.
Roar!
So we're excited.
Is that a good dinosaur noise?
No.
I think we had this argument earlier on the show. It's like, what do dinosaurs make? Like, what's the noise they make?
No, we had the thing where...
No, it was the maiden thing.
Yes.
But what, that's a dinosaur.
Yeah.
You just said no. I literally went, that's a dinosaur. Like, no, that's not what they sound like.
I didn't say that. You literally just said, I don't know what they sound like.
All right. Well, we're going to toss Jurassic Park. Paul's going to kick it off because he knows about Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
That was a horrible intro, but...
Thank you, buddy. So we're going to be talking Jurassic Park, a few different things. One, the first thing we're going to be talking about is in the amusement parks. So last week we were talking Universal and Islands of Adventure. In Universal, or Islands of Adventure, there is a Jurassic Park themed section. And something that they've been building for 2 years is this new Jurassic Worldvelocicoaster.
Ooh.
So it's one of the best. It's going to be one of the best new roller coasters.
that just sounds exciting.
In Florida, and I'm super excited about it. I've been following like construction updates for the last 2 years. They built it right on the lagoon, so it adds to it's like a new icon almost for Islands of Adventure, and people have been looking up like talking about it and trying to get some sneak peeks with their camera like over the fences. And it's
Did you post something about it on your story recently, didn't you?
I'm not sure.
I thought you
But it's going to be released June 10th at Islands of Adventure in Orlando. And Islands of Adventure usually, like every year, gets the award for best theme park in the country. So I think this new roller coaster is just going to add to their amazing lineup of rides. And I can't wait for it. So I'm hoping to get back to Universal soon. And, we'll see.
Is it legit just a roller coaster? Like, it's not like a log flume. It's like a coaster. Upside down coaster?
Yeah, upside down coaster. Just a lap bar, so it's comfy.
So like a Nitro thing?
Almost, yeah. I think it's
Nitro's a lap bar.
Yeah, but it's not... Well, Nitro, he's talking about Nitro at Six Flags Great Adventure.
I didn't realize not everybody knows what Nitro is.
A lot of people don't.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. So...
Come on, asshole.
So, it's going to be a really cool coaster. It has like a huge top hat. It's going to be one of the tallest rides in the park. It's going to be the fastest ride in the park at 70 miles per hour. And I think it's 3 vertical launches or 3 like magnetic launches that will hit up to 70 miles an hour in 2.4 seconds.
So this doesn't go upside down?
This does, yeah.
So it just has a lap bar and you go upside down?
Yeah.
That's some scary stuff right there.
There's a really cool inversion that goes right past the Discovery Center and right over the lagoon, and you're like over the water, and it's an inversion when you go upside down. It's a little corkscrew. It's really cool, and I'm excited about it. But that's what's happening in Orlando with Jurassic Park and Jurassic World. And then they also just updated and added the new Indominus Rex animatronic to the Jurassic World ride at Universal Hollywood. So that was a big thing. I don't know much about Universal Hollywood. I've never been to the West Coast, and I follow it a little bit, but my knowledge is more on the Orlando parks. But they basically took the Jurassic Park River Adventure, that log flume ride that you've probably been on.
I love that ride. Yeah.
Yeah, they took that and they updated it and they added some screens and they made it, into the 21st century with the new Jurassic World movies. Well, when they did it, they never added these new animatronics with the T-Rex fighting the Indominus Rex. So they just finally added these animatronics. I've seen videos online. They're phenomenal. It's like a huge dinosaur animatronic that's like right over you as you're going down the log flume. They added one also during the ride. So the Jurassic World amusement park rides are getting some updates. They're getting like new life in the parks, and I just thought it was something cool to talk about.
Dude, what I was going to say is that dinosaur animatronics are legit. Like, those things look like they're real dinosaurs. Like, I get nervous that it's going to start running at me once I look at it for a couple minutes. I think maybe a toddler could have gotten injured by an animatronic. What the fuck do they call it?
Yeah, animatronic. You're right.
Animatronic?
No, animatronic.
Animatronic. Yeah, they're scary. And well, are you done talking about this?
Yeah, I mean, you can talk whatever you want to say.
Well, I was just talking about how these animatronics, they look like they can become the real life. But something we saw on Twitter, or this was news, I don't know when this was news, it's probably not recent.
It's within the last couple weeks.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, we're really up to date on this one. So some guy tweeted Elon Musk. He adds Elon Musk. He says, "We need a real Jurassic Park." This is what Elon Musk replies with. Okay. That's all he says. Okay. That's all he puts.
I'm a huge fan of the Jurassic Park movies. First one's my favorite. I really like the new ones, Jurassic World as well. I think they do a great job. And would I visit a Jurassic Park if it was real? Absolutely, I would. I think a lot of people would.
What?
You wouldn't go to a Jurassic
Like real dinosaurs.
a dinosaur themed amusement park?
What are the dinosaurs in the park real?
I mean, if Elon Musk can make them and he makes the park real, would I buy a ticket that's maybe like $500? Yes, I would. I want to see some dinosaurs.
I think I might go with you.
You know what I mean? Like, here's the thing though. Like, do I want to see it? Yes. Are there 4 movies saying why it's a bad idea?
Yes.
Yes. Like, I get it. You know what I mean? But if anyone could do it, it's Elon.
So Elon actually tweeted, "My childhood dream comes true. I am now opening a Jurassic Park in Costa Rica in 2025." Then he goes on to say, "This, thanks to my scientific team in Montana, I'll recreate a stegosaurus with DNA extracted from bones." And then he says, "Others will come after, maybe carnivores." Okay. Why is this man really on a mission to recreate Jurassic Park?
I think if anyone can do it, it's Elon. I like his enthusiasm. Let's build this bitch. You know, let's do it. Let's build it.
It is actually really intriguing, and you could never put anything past. This dude's been to the moon.
Yeah. Well,
Mars, whatever the hell he's been to.
You can't put anything past this man. If anyone can do it.
So then this guy tweeted out, "We could probably build Jurassic Park if we wanted to. Wouldn't be genetically authentic dinosaurs, but maybe 15 years of breeding them and engineering to get super exotic novel species." So I'm not really sure what that means, why they're not going to be able to breed them, but it kind of puts me in the same realm of like robots. So they would be like really high-tech, aggressive, scary-ass robot dinosaurs that could kill us.
I don't know. I think it's a little different than a robot. It's because it's going to be a real life animal. It's just going to not be authentic to what they used to be, 32 million years ago.
Here's what I'm going to ask you. So what is the benefit of this? Is it the benefit, just as you said, the only benefit is to buy a $500 ticket and make profit so people can come visit this attraction?
I don't think so, because nothing Elon does is for money. Elon's more of the guy who just wants to be an innovator. And yes, he's going to make money off of those things, but it's like, I mean, if you know anything about Elon, when he sold PayPal for $200 million, he literally put all that money back into new investments and new things.
Well, we talk about it all the time. It's like you want to get satisfaction out of your life.
Yeah. So he's just like, okay, what can I do? How can I advance this technology? How can I advance human society? Like, what can I do? And I think this would be on the lines of like just advance in genetics, advance in species, and like knowledge about animals and about dinosaurs. So I think like from a knowledge perspective, that's why he would do it.
We talked about this the other day. It was like Saturday. We went golfing and we were like, what would you do if you won the lottery? And I was like, I don't know if I want to win the lottery. Like I kind of want to earn my money. Like I don't have to be like an asshole or like narcissistic, but like I want to like feel good to earn money. Because if I just win a bunch of money and I'm just sitting at home being lazy, not being creative, but you're like, you should just take that money and put it towards like a business or something you're passionate about.
Yeah.
So that's almost like what he's doing. So he's taking his money and investments that he makes and he's putting it towards almost like a bucket list of inventions.
Yeah.
I feel like Elon Musk has like a whiteboard in his house of just like shit I want to do and no one's ever thought of. And he like has that list, and then once he sells it, I'm gonna do PayPal. Okay, I'm gonna do that. Goes to Mars, he X's that off his bucket list. Then what's he do? He gets Dogecoin to $1. He gets Dogecoin to $100, takes that money, invests it into something else, crosses it off the Elon Musk bucket list. That's what he does. The Elon Musk engineering bucket list. That's how he gets his satisfaction in life. That's how he makes his money in life, and that's what makes him tick.
Okay, you heard it here first from Ryan Smith.
Actually, I don't know. We might have to have him on the show to actually understand what makes him tick. But it is what it is. What's our oh, I'm doing this one.
Yeah. What's our next segment, Ryan?
We are going to do a mascot segment. Paul has a big history in mascot. He was a mascot. We're allowed to say that now, right?
You're allowed to say it now, yeah.
You had a hidden identity during college.
That's a true statement. If you're new to the show, we talked about it from the first couple episodes, but I was my college mascot for about 3 years. Secret identity. None of my friends knew. I revealed it. If you go on my Instagram, you can check it out. Like I did a reveal, like
a reveal party.
Yeah, a year ago. And it's pretty dope. It's fun to like mess with your friends on campus and have people see like, who's that guy under the head.
It's Paul.
That was me, man. That's like a fun thing. So I love mascots. I was in the mascotting world for a little bit. Still kind of am. I would love to do it professionally if given the chance. So I'm looking at some jobs. We'll see.
We'll get a Life's a Party mascot.
Oh, damn. Okay.
LeBron James.
Well, that's what Dude Perfect does. Dude Perfect
They have
has
a mascot?
they have the panda. Yeah.
Oh, the panda. Ellen has the panda.
Jimmy Fallon also has.
Oh,
hashtag.
Jimmy has the panda. That's what I meant. The Jimmy Fallon has hashtag.
Yeah.
All right. So what we're gonna do with mascots is we're gonna talk about some of the best bits, or Paul likes to call them gags. So these mascots, they go into the production room, they get together, have a plan. You could probably speak on this better than me, and then they go out game time and they execute those gags and bits. So the first one we're gonna talk about is one of my personal favorite mascots. His name is Clutch. He's the Houston Rockets mascot. Teddy bear, love him. This video, this clip, this bit was actually from a while ago. So now he's like a furry Clutch. Like he's like an actual teddy bear. In this video, he's almost like a blow up. So he's like a blow up teddy bear. So what they do is the bit is the Clutch gets there before the players enter the arena. And he's standing there frozen as if he's like a model or like a statue. And they walk past him and they see he doesn't move. And then when the players are coming out of the arena, He stands in that statue-like figure in the same spot he was when they walked in, but he scares them this time. And it's hilarious. You talked about how you've seen this before in other bits, but one of the funniest parts is that Dwight Howard walks out. Clutch goes, "Whoa!" and Dwight Howard throws his phone in the air and kicks Clutch. It's just hilarious. You got to see the video. But you've seen this bit or gag across all sports and all levels.
I've seen it mostly with NBA, so it makes sense. This is from the Houston Rockets and Clutch. I've seen it done with the Bucks. What's
the Buccaneers?
Milwaukee Bucks.
Oh, the Milwaukee.
That guy, like a lot of like NBA mascots have like their normal mascot suit or whatever, but they also have like the blow up version. I've seen people do blow up version gags like on the hardwood. Like they've done a lot of things. So there's a bunch of videos of the mascots doing this to their players. I've seen ones done with the Lakers as well, and like these just famous NBA players that like get so girly and they get so scared.
Like James Harden's like, ah.
Yeah, it's like screaming. As you said, like Dwight Howard, like throwing his phone.
Yeah, Dwight Howard's 7'2", like 280, and he's throwing his phone. He's all like scared. But what I was gonna say is they do this one for college. They do this a lot for college sports. So they'll get like a mannequin and dress them in like a morph suit. So then what happens, like college teams like Oregon, they'll get new jerseys. So like when they walk into the
yes.
What's like the building, but what's it called?
The arena?
I guess it's like the arena or like the facility. So once they walk through the facility, they see the mannequin with the helmet and like the visor, and they got the new jerseys on, and the mannequin stands there, and they like get closer, like, oh, that's good. Then they boom, mannequin jumps out and scares the shit out of them, and they're like running. Some go to punch the guy, and it's really hilarious. So it's one of my favorite things to watch. Good
it's
bit.
A dangerous thing for sure. I've seen people do it in the mall. I've seen guys do it in like Dick's Sporting Goods. Like it's crazy, but it's a cool thing, and yeah, as Ryan said, Clutch is one of the best mascots in the NBA for sure.
Dude, I saw someone get TikTok famous for basically taking down mannequins in Dick's Sporting Goods. Did you see this?
No.
It's literally a viral video on TikTok where this girl takes a mannequin down, but it's so heavy, she struggles, and she like puts that Siri caption, like, "Come on, Deborah, you're giving me a hard time, Deborah." And then like her boobie will pop out, and like Deborah's boobie pops out. Like it's just so stupid, but it goes viral. But I don't know why. It has nothing to do with mascots, but it has with mannequins. So
there you go.
What's the next bit that we like?
The next one, this is more with like semi-pro baseball. And I actually worked for a semi-professional baseball team. And the biggest thing with those teams is they have to have a lot going on during the game, especially a baseball game, to get fans into the game and intrigued and like in the seats, because it's a lot cheaper to go to that baseball game. And they're just trying to make money. They need to provide you with entertainment. So Some of the mascots will have like these really crazy bits that they do. And one viral one that I've seen and Ryan showed us is this like fish mascot, and usually he'll gobble up and eat someone during the switch of the innings. So whether it's like a grounds crew guy, or I've seen people do it to like an umpire, or maybe like a ball girl, or like whatever, and it's super funny. It basically just walks around, and then eventually he'll attack the person and eat them and literally bring them into the suit. It's a really fun bit.
This video is hilarious. They start off with like he's got a Michael Jordan jersey on, but it's a minor league baseball game. They start playing this song. It's like Michael Jackson Thriller, but it's like a knockoff. You said it was Big Al Yankovic or something.
Oh yeah, Weird Al.
Or Weird Al.
If you ever heard the song "Eat It" by Weird Al, it's that song because the mascot's eating the man. That's why.
It's hilarious. So what happens? He just like. So the guy who gets eaten just jumps headfirst into the suit, and I guess they have enough space to where he can just stand in there?
Yeah, there must be some strategy, because I mean, I've seen it a bunch of times, especially I've seen it on a basketball court with like a cheerleader. So the cheerleaders will be doing their thing, and then you'll just see this guy like in the background, and he just walks up, hops on the girl, and just starts eating, just eats her, and it's just super funny. It's a cool way to keep the fans entertained.
It's very unexpected. That's why it's so funny. It's like you don't expect the mascot to eat a grounds crew member.
You're like, what's going on over here?
All right, so next one is one of our favorites. We've touched on mascots prior. I don't remember what episode it was, but if you want to go back and check it out, Paul ranked his top 10 mascots or 5.
It's in the beginning. It's probably one of the first.
We had bad mic quality and shit, but we might run it back another time for Paul's top 5 mascots, but one that we love is Orbit from the Astros. And we talk about how we hate the Astros and how they cheated with their banging a trash can, but Orbit really, he's holding them together right now. So one bit that Orbit does is that he dances with security guards who stand on the field, which I don't really get. Why do they need security guards all the time to stand on the field?
It's just part of it's part of the bit. But I was telling Ryan this. So I really like Orbit, but Orbit he is very similar to the Philly Fanatic, where he's he's green and he's a big like fluff ball, and you really don't know what he is. Like he's an alien, and it's like what's the Philly Fanatic? I don't freaking know. But
that's a good question.
But like he's great, right? So, but I know the Fanatic, he really started this like years ago. I mean, the Fanatic is really known as like one of the first professional sports mascots, and that guy Dave Raymond, who was the first Philly Fanatic, like kind of paved the way. He started the Mascot Hall of Fame. He designed like Gritty. So if you've seen Gritty, he designed like a bunch of other professional mascots in the sports world, and he would do this with a very famous umpire that. And he would do it
Was it Joe West?
I think
it might have been Joe West.
But
Joe West is a hard ass, so that's surprising. But go ahead.
But he also did, and he had these gags with I think the LA Dodgers coach he always messed with, and he would do these things where he would try to get like the ump to dance with him, and it was always a really fun thing where it was either the ump to dance with him, or in Orbit's case, you would get like a security guard or maybe like a fake ump. That it's like during the innings you would like switch the guy, so you'd put the guy on first, and then all of a sudden like they would start dancing, and the security guy would be like, what's going on over here? Like, and then all of a sudden he would rip off his pants or something,
and he'll start like break dancing, spinning on his head. It's like a hidden security guy that's a good dancer, and it's a good bit. I love that bit.
It's especially with baseball, man. As we talked about, like baseball's slow sometimes, so if you can get a mascot, do a good bit, and like actually keep the fans entertained and in their seat, like while they're waiting for the switchover, it's all you can ask for.
All right, what's the next one, Paul?
So as we're talking about the Philly Fanatic, I mean, he's my favorite mascot. I have a signed picture of him. I've met him. He's a great guy. I did a really cool thing when I was younger, where I got to dance on the Philly Fanatic dugout.
Yeah, we told this story, but we have new fans. Paul's mom designs mascot like costume. Well, Paul's mom designed his Halloween costume. She's very artistic, creative, and Paul was the Philly Fanatic one year, and it was like a most spot on Philly Fanatic ever. And obviously you know the story better than me because you lived it, but I was kind of the one that kind of saw that Paul was the first one to dress as like the Philly Fanatic Junior. And then as of late, we start to see these kids that every time there's a Phillies home game, there's a little fanatic there, and then he brings them up onto the dugout to dance. And I feel like Paul might have started this trend. I'm not going to lie. I think he might have.
This was, I agree. This was before, the age of social media and cell phones, and I was like 9 years old. And we sent in a picture to the Fanatic. I got it was for Halloween. I sent in the picture to the Fanatic, to the Phillies organization through the mail. Like we printed out the picture at CVS and sent it to them. And like 3 months later, we got a call from the Fanatic. We put our phone number on the back of the photo. And, super cool. People do it all the time with Gritty now. I see like little kids dressed up as Gritty. But Philly Fanatic, one of the best to ever do it. And this is something that he does. So this is a little thing that he was shooting this pig mascot.
Porky the pig.
ironically with hot dogs. So pounding the man with a hot dog like gun. Yeah, he's got like a gun. Philly Fanatic's very famous for his quad. He drives a quad in the outfield, and the pig's just having a great day. Like he's just having a good day.
Walking along.
Walking
and he just
down.
gets drilled by a flying hot dog out of a hot dog gun.
So
well, the thing here is, this is actually kind of funny because the Philly Fanatic got sued for shooting the hot dog gun into the crowd. I don't know the specifics, but I do know that he shot the hot dog cannon in the crowd, hit a lady, and she ended up suing the Phillies. I don't know how the court case went, but it's actually like a thing where it's kind of funny though, because Philly Fanatic is actually really athletic for how big he is.
Yeah,
he's always jumping around on the quad. He really has no sense of touch. He's really also very aggressive. But he's the best, man. I love him.
Philly Fanatic, we want to talk about it later on the show. This is another segment possibly in the future, but like mascots being sued and like what they did, their crazy bits that got them sued, their weird cases that they've been in, because there's been a lot. Trust me.
I think the Fanatic's been the most.
And the Fanatic is the most sued mascot in all of sports.
So the couple off the top of my head, not to tease like a future segment, he threw a lady into the pool during her wedding. It was like at the wedding, he threw her into the pool. She sued the Philly estate. He shot a hot dog can at someone, apparently hurt like something, and then he got sued for that. And then there was another thing I forget he got sued for.
There was one where like, so something the Philly Fanatic does is he shoves his belly like into people's faces. So like he'll like walk across the aisle, shove his belly into faces, or like he'll take someone's face and he'll push it into his nose, which is this kind of cone. And it's just a personal touch that he's done that's kind of got him in trouble.
All right, so our next one is Philly Fanatic again. He's the top notch. This one's a short one. So basically he gets a good-looking lady up on the dugout, and he dances with the lady. And the thing like you just said, he lifts his shirt up, gets his belly out. He like flashes the crowd. I don't know. There's nothing to flash there. But he does like almost like a Simon Says. So he'll do like the chicken dance, and then she'll do the chicken dance, and then he'll go like this, and then she'll do this, and then he'll lift his shirt up, hoping the cat will lift her shirt up. It's like, come on, Philly Fanatic guy, you can't do that. It's 2021.
He was trying,
2021. You can't do that anymore.
He was trying. I don't know who's the Philly Fanatics dating these days. He's got a lot of ladies at the stadium.
This is are there girl mascots, or are they not even considered male? That's a good question. I didn't even think about that.
So as a collegiate mascot, I was always trying to look for female mascots because, as you said, it's very rare.
Yeah, I couldn't think of one.
So because we at Montclair State University, the college I went to, we developed a female mascot. It's actually our mascot. His name's Rocky. It was his sister. We made it a sister, Roxy. And I know the UCLA does. They have a male and female. Houston does. One of the Houston colleges do. I know the Sooners do as well. Oklahoma Sooners.
I know that a lot of girls are the person in the suit.
Yes,
but most of the time they play like male characters. But
Correct.
Now that you think about it, like Orbit, is that a girl or a guy? It's just an alien.
Orbit, you would assume to be a male, but I guess you really don't know.
Yeah,
you know
so that's what I'm getting at. So I do know a bunch of I know a lot of ladies, girls, women are actually mascots. So it's a multi-sex thing.
Yeah.
So show your boobies for the Philly Fanatic, baby. Get it done on the dugout. Hit a home run.
Yeah. Our next one, we're going back to Clutch because Clutch is the man as well. And this is something really dope. So I've seen a lot of mascots do musical chairs. And they've done musical chairs with fans, with little kids. And this is a really fun one where he was just being aggressive. He's
an asshole. Asshole. Like an A1 asshole that Clutch is being. He's being physical. They walk around. They start musical chairs. The kid clearly has the win on the first chair. He picks him up, throws him. Then the announcer's like, oh, that's really mean of you, Clutch. Why would you do that? But then he's like, all right, next round, please get rid of a chair. He picks the chair up, bangs the kid in the back of the head as if he's adding insult to injury. The kid just got out, let him go. You threw him out of the way. You decked him. You don't have to pick the chair up and throw it at him and hit him in the head. It's already over with. And he gets more and more aggressive as the game goes on. Come on, Clutch.
So he's just doing his thing. He made us laugh, and that's part of what being a mascot is. And then he eventually loses to a kid where the kid, he tries to win and the kid's like, no, and kicks him in the balls.
He kicks him in the
nuts. He says, that's what you get for being rude, Clutch. But it's all in that performing spirit, and Clutch is, he's a great mascot. He's super funny.
All right, so one of your favorite mascots, and you said this is possibly your favorite bit, is Benny the Bull. and his popcorn bits.
So Benny the Bull is the Chicago Bulls mascot. He's had a lot of changes throughout the course of the years. If you watch The Last Dance on ESPN with Michael Jordan and his legacy and stuff like that, it was really cool that Benny the Bull has a Twitter, and he was like tweeting out whenever Benny would get on the TV.
Yeah.
And he was like, wow, I look so different. Or like, wow, he's like, I've really grown up. Or like, it was super funny to see the changes in Benny from, the mid 1990s to now.
Yeah.
And something he does really famously is he loves popcorn. And he does a lot of bits with popcorn. He's done some bits with, like, he has a friend who's a janitor who gets mad at him because he's got to clean it up and that kind of stuff, where usually every game or every couple games, Benny has a huge tower of popcorn.
Dude, it's huge. I saw it. It's ginormous.
Like, this bag of popcorn he just carries, right? And he's just walking, and he walks from the top of the stands to the bottom of the stands, and he's wobbling back and forth. And this freaking bag just goes everywhere, like spirals over everyone. Benny falls down the stairs. It's one of the best bits in all of sports, like with mascots, and that's why I love Benny.
Does he do it every game?
I think if he doesn't do it every game, he does it. He's got to do it like every other
I would hate to be the janitor in that section. I'll tell you what. Here we go, Benny again. 8 million pieces of popcorn. I got to clean up after the game.
They definitely get a vacuum or something. Like, there's no way.
That's such a waste of popcorn. Popcorn is so good.
Yeah, dude, but it's for the bit.
Is it worth the bit?
I think it's worth the bit. And we're talking about it.
That's true. We are talking about it on the podcast. There's another bit real quick about Benny does that's well known. It's like a big GIF that a lot of people use on Twitter. It's like when he's doing like the ninja. So he messes with sideline reporters a lot. So the sideline reporter will be there with sideline reporting, and all you see is like Benny the Bull doing like ninja moves, like belly rolling and doing like cartwheels, like being like a spy as the person's doing the play-by-play, and then he gets like real close at the end. So it's just like those little bits that make the game entertaining when it's a 40-point blowout. Benny the Bull falling down with popcorn makes the game a little bit more enjoyable when the Sixers are down by 35 points or the Bulls are down 35 points.
Agreed. I mean, definitely talk about like what mascots add to the game in the sports, add a lot of lively stuff. But one last thing, and that's what's cool, is they can talk about things that are happening in the sport, right? They can play on what's going on in the league, what's the news happening in the league, and that kind of thing. And that goes to, so this is Blooper. And our next thing, this is Blooper.
My favorite. This is literally my favorite mascot, but it's so good. This is like when you talk about how they make sure they're up to date on news in the league.
Yeah.
And it's down to that kind of detail where they take that news and make it into a bit to make it up to date, which is great.
So, a couple years ago, we're from Philly, and we like the Philly. Well, I like the Phillies. Ryan's a big Yankees guy.
I like both.
But we like the Phillies, and Bryce Harper, signed a $330 million contract with the Philadelphia Phillies. This was the first season that he signed the contract, and, the plays the Braves all the time, where Blooper thought it was a funny idea. He's like, I'm just going to I want his autograph. Like, he's like, hey, like, can you sign this for me? Like, I would love your autograph. This, that, and the other. So Bryce, he hands him like he's dressed up like an old.
Yeah, he's dressed up as like George Washington,
like a founding father.
Yeah, he's like a founding father to kind of fit in with the Philly theme. Then he gets Bryce to open up a little box that's got a feather in it, like an ink feather pen, and Bryce signs the check. But he doesn't know it's a check. Well, he's playing into the bit, but he doesn't know it's a check, so he signs it as if he's giving the autograph.
And then Blooper like peels off this fake letter that Bryce signed, and it's basically a check for the $330 million that Bryce just signed for. Blooper grabs it, runs around with it. Bryce is trying to grab it back, and it's a fun like back and forth that Blooper does before the game starts.
It's so funny how he runs away, but it's funny because after the bit's over, they take a picture at the end, and Blooper's just sitting there like he just got $330 million. He's just sitting there, Bryce with his thumbs up, and like he just screwed over Bryce, and he's so happy that he did it. I love that bit. It's so good. It's just so simple, but like how you said how it incorporates with up-to-date news in the sports and how you take that information and make it into a bit. That's all it takes to make people happy.
Yeah, we love mascots. I mean, I absolutely love them, and I think they add a lot to the game, especially as fans and for entertainment during, especially a baseball game where it's so long. Like NBA even like is becoming this huge entertainment thing. Gritty has changed the game with like mascotting, changed the world with like social media. And then I think I know more about the Flyers now and more up to date with the Flyers because I follow Gritty on social media.
Gritty has one of the best bits before we wrap up the show. When the Flyers were in the Winter Classic game.
Yeah. This was
when they played outside and Gritty went streaking is one of the best videos. If you haven't seen it, Gritty literally goes streaking around the stadium. He's running. Well, he runs onto the ice, butt-ass naked, and it's just hilarious. I think he actually got in trouble for it somehow.
So I know about this. Well, he has a thing where really smart thing that the Flyers did with him was they created like the Men in Black and like their Gritty guards. So his, if you ever see a mascot walking around, they have handlers, like people to make sure that, I don't attack him or like he's getting punched by a fan or like, he's got to go down the steps, like to make sure he can see and all this stuff, right? Well, they made Gritty's handlers dress in suits.
That's
and
great.
They have, sunglasses and they're like really straightforward. They don't really talk because Gritty was so popular. So they always had to like force him through the crowd.
Right.
So a really cool thing. But when he was streaking, they had the Gritty guards like try to tackle him as if it was, a baseball game and he was streaking. So super fun. But what's a lot of people got mad about was because like, I don't know, like what was going on like with the Winter Classic that technically like the NHL should have fined him. Like they should have fined the Flyers this big amount of money because he got too close to the players and like on the field. And a lot of other sports, a lot of other teams in the NHL were mad. I know a lot of other mascots were mad because they were like, we would never get away with that. But it was because Gritty was so popular at the time. But like as Ryan said, it's one of the funniest things I've ever seen from
hilarious.
A mascot.
Fun police though. Like why do you have to be the fun police? Come on. Gritty's up. Oh, you don't have Gritty up here. We have the Devil up there.
Oh, we have NJ on the set. Usually I have Gritty on the set, but like, I work for the Devil, so we're representing NJ right here. And that's the show, man.
That's it. I hope you like our content just like we like these mascots contents.
We if you want to let us if you want us to talk more about mascots, maybe a few weeks from now, as baseball is continuing to go, we could talk about some more baseball mascots. Maybe when football kicks up, we'll do some mascots with them. But good show as always, man. We're doing some good things. We appreciate 150,000 followers on TikTok. Mine is blown.
Insane. We appreciate it so much. But this is just the beginning. Like we're not satisfied with 150,000.
Yeah,
we want to get a mil.
At
the least. Then I'll go streaking with Gritty. If we get a mil, I'll go streaking with Gritty.
Heard it here, man. Heard it here.
I don't think people want to see that.
But if you're watching us on YouTube, please give us a big thumbs up. Like that really, it helps us out. We appreciate it. Give us a subscribe. We're gaining in those YouTube subscribes, which is pretty dope. So we appreciate you guys listening. As always, baby.
Music, take us out.
Peace.
Later.